Complexity's turn to pick.
He had been banned anyway, so I'm a dumbass. But Cole had to know that there was a good chance that you were going to see the Mason Drow here come out, and this also probably means that it's going to be an abed.
We have seen it banned against them a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
At this point, you're right. It should be fairly expected, especially with Puck. That's one of the classics. Already has great base damage. You add a little bit extra, and it makes Puck just a complete dominator.
So Cole can Lycan. They can pick a hero that can just get in and run down the Drow.
Why suddenly all the Lycan?
Why suddenly all the Lycan?
Yeah.
There hasn't been that many. There've only been a handful of picks across all the regions.
I guess just the games we've seen tonight are Lycan heavy.
And you saw why. Like you saw two examples of why both Lycan can be really powerful in this meta, and why you haven't seen Lycan pick more. That he's very susceptible to being bullied in lane. Like, and that's even though we talked about in the last game how we felt like they should have moved the Doobu Silencer down to help Lycan bottom. That's triage at that point. Like, they're not winning that lane. The Silencer may get Lycan off to a bad start rather than a catastrophic one, but you know they're not going to win that lane. Now, this, however, this DC draft, these lanes are very, very strong, and it's a worry for Cole right now. Like, and the other thing I really like about Drow in this position is that, so to give you an example, like Razor's a hero that you might think about picking to lock down your lanes. You absolutely do not want to pick Razor against Puck Drow because he has no one to link.
Yep. That's just a get away from me strat, but
So yeah, Cole burning a lot of reserve time here for good reason.
Could they?
Yeah, you really It's a shame that the Veno is off the table because Veno would kind of be the ideal pick here if you're Cole.
I was thinking Bat, but Complexity already have their 2 supports and offlaner.
Yeah, I think that's
DC's
I think that's kind of making the best of a.
Well, now they've got some wave clear.
Well, they do, but yeah, and they have the matchup edge. You know, theoretically, Lena's pretty good against Puck, but again,
10 seconds
Puck's gonna have the Sand King in his back pocket, and Complexity. You know, if they do run Z-Freak on Doom, that's not necessarily a hero that's going to roam early.
Reserve time.
I'm actually really interested to see how they're gonna lane this.
I think it's Lena mid.
Could also be a safe lane Doom.
Position 4 Doom, off lane Shaker, 5 Shadow Shop.
Would they go with, like, an aggressive tri lane then, or would Doom just position 1? Because that doesn't seem.
No, Doom's position 4.
Yeah.
Again, the most likely scenario is 5 Rasta, 3 Earthshaker,
4 Doom. He's going to get boots and he's going to run around, and then he's going to farm a lot with the Devour. It's pretty good. I mean, yeah, exactly. You're right.
But look, the Lycan ban comes out now. Maybe a phase later, but the Lycan ban comes out from DC. I think that was probably the pick at your 4th position, but I can't argue too much with the Lena because you would have had. Because the other thing is, if you don't pick the Lena there, you have to ban it. Because Drow Puck Lena is terrifying.
When you're talking about Lycan, like he's the only hero they would have picked here. Is Lycan really that good?
He's good against that Drow lineup.
Yeah, it chases you down.
Like, and unless Puck is going to like get PKB.
Oh,
they take Gyro copy.
DC's turn to
Interesting.
So we've seen like Halberd Ags on Gyro a bunch, but does that even work here?
I mean, yeah,
it works, but
I think Ags is still good. I don't know what order you get it though. I have no idea how you build Gyro.
It's like phase drums, Halberd Ags.
I think S and Y is on the table. S and Y is pretty good.
S and Y is on the table. Halberd is definitely on the table, but that's the difficulty with Gyro is that we haven't really worked out a great build for him. I mean, it looked like Kyo was destroying NA pubs for a while with Ag's first item into Titanic, but that build is just so not reliable.
Last pick here for DC. Assuming they're going to run that Sand King 3 Puck in the mid.
They probably want to support.
Yeah.
Maybe a sustainable.
Oh.
Wow.
They take the Medusa.
So
if you can't
Puck is now off lane and Sand King's the 4? Yeah.
And that's
so
Medusa,
off lane Puck, safe lane Drow. This is really cool.
They won.
I really like DC's draft here.
Yeah, that's a really like.
So Drow with Medusa, nasty combo. It allows Medusa to actually have some presence in lane. Plus, she's already an okay mid with Snake. It's really annoying. Even a hero like Lina can kind of outrange it, but not consistently.
This is like a 70-30 draft. This is a really, really good draft by DC. And again, it's
For range, high tempo, a lot of control. I
It
like
has to
it.
go right for complexity to actually win their lanes.
I mean, Doom rotations.
look,
It's Z-Freak Doom,
yeah,
right? That's something that you can kind of rely on. That he'll be active. He'll probably get something done,
10
but
seconds.
will it be enough?
Cole's not. I mean, Cole's not in terrible shape in the laning
5
phase by any
seconds
means.
remaining.
The problem is that they need to win the laning phase against this draft, and that's a very difficult thing to do. Like the obvious thing is just for Firo to just go off mid, but none of the.
Well, what do you think about the
unless-
gyro pick? Are you confident in Moo's gyro here?
No, not in this situation. I just don't think you have enough.
I think that hero takes a long time to really come online. doesn't he?
No. Gyro's a very different hero now. He's very much Gyro now is much more about his spells. He can completely.
Uh-oh.
It's a bug.
That doesn't mean anything.
It a bug.
Okay.
It goes away as soon as you load in. It takes like 2 seconds.
Like I said, this draft is 70-30, but like I mean,
The towers,
to state the
however.
honest, 30 to state the obvious, 30 is not 0. Like Firo's Lina is very good. I'm not sure how confident Abed is at Medusa in the mid. Depending on how their best. For the Medusa.
So you said Sinking is the most picked and banned hero so far of
He's most
all
picked.
the qualifiers. Most
Night
picked.
Stalker's most banned.
Okay, not most picked. Is his win rate positive?
It's like a little under 500, but again, when you're talking about a hero that that is picked that frequently, to have like 50-50 win rate for a hero that's picked that frequently is actually pretty good.
Canceled stun.
There's quite a bit of cancel on both sides. Probably even more.
What's this one? Magic computer damage by 10 minutes?
Lina?
Yeah, Lena's the bet.
Shaman?
Lena or Puck? No. Last player to be killed is like probably the Puck. It is off lane, but Puck, Medusa.
It could be Medusa depending on how it goes.
I think Medusa's going to get roamed on. Probably Medusa or Puck, yeah.
I like the Puck. I'll take
All
the
right.
Puck.
I believe him for us. He's played some good games here.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so the first of several tiebreakers to come. There are 2 tiebreakers going on right now, folks. The first place slot, best of 1, winner goes to Ti. Yeah, we're not covering that one. That's the NP Freedom game. Here we've got, this is the battle. This is, but for elimination. So
Yeah.
this is a tie for the bottom. This is a 3-way tiebreaker. So this is the first match. 1 more guaranteed after this, and then possibly a 3rd if the head-to-head is still even. And then I guess, is it time rating after that? I mean, surely they don't do a whole nother.
I don't know if they time rate a TI qualifier.
They don't keep playing games forever. So
Well, they
surely there's a
actually
break.
might play 2 rounds and then go to time rating in the second round.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to message Andre, so I don't know how they're handling the tiebreakers exactly.
I'm sure somebody's probably going to ask in Discord pretty soon here.
Yeah.
We'll see what the head-to-head looks like. And it's possible there are only 2 tiebreaker games on this set
Maybe those tissues.
if Complexity or DC win 2 in a row.
So things starting out. We got Dusa versus Lina, but both heroes going to be, well, at least, courier snipe, mid lane. Microing it away at the last second.
Yep. Very good. That's a
Close call.
That's a
Secret
Zach special.
does not quite get it.
Let me see it.
So Boots first, no big surprise there. He'll pick up Devour, grabs the Centaur. Kind of curious what the ideal creep for him is in this situation.
Always the Frost Ogre, dude. That thing is amazing.
Well,
I love it so much.
it's amazing if you're doing like a, Lich Doom lane or something, but I think if you're roaming, you want something a little more aggressive. He does drop the stun, limited on mana pool here, sitting on a Clarity.
Seafruit's just going to be a nice big
Yeah.
bully. Hi, Archie.
Trying to protect his mid laner.
Yeah, so by the way, in that last match we were talking about with Clockwork, 34,000 of his 54,000 damage was left.
34 of the 54. So over 50%.
Over 50% was rocket player. That's what
God damn.
And
that's
only
serious.
and only a little over 7K was played in.
Yep.
So it's
Okay.
like
it
rocket
really
player.
is rocket
Yeah,
player.
it really is rocket player, guys.
All right. Well, case closed on that one. Myth busted.
Sorry about that, but I unfortunately I haven't gotten a response back on the tiebreaker format yet. Sorry about that.
Well, that is important.
Waiting
So
for
we
that.
will
Radiant's middle
we'll
tower
update
is
y'all
under
when
attack.
we've got it. So more best of ones for us here. DC with the Drow Ranger draft. She's farming in the off lane right now. That's going to be Mason over there.
It's I mean, Drow's going to get a lot of space there. I don't think they're going to be putting a lot of pressure on her. She should get her level 6 pretty easily.
Kind of wonky lanes. Both teams with an aggro on their position 1. Swindle's going to be safe lane. And it is indeed an aggro try from Complexity down here in the bottom as Moo takes the gyrocopter. Demon supporting him, and they're going to have this Doom moving around.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We should have talked about that when we saw the gyro, because that's obvious aggro try potential. And anytime you, now I feel foolish. Anytime you see a Drow Ranger, that's one of the #1 things you want to think about doing, and it's part of the reason why they've swapped the lanes up a little bit. They have the puck on the bottom lane and the Drow is on the top.
It really is musical lanes, trying to get the matchups both sides want. And a lot of mobility. Like Z-Freak is kind of the X factor. And so far hasn't been able to find a hell of a lot, but this is the great part about Doom. You farm quickly. Yeah. He's level 3. He's picked up the Tornado, so he's got some extra armor now built in.
Damn, I like the Tornado pick.
Yeah, that's the decrease in the mana cost on Devour is a huge quality of life improvement for this hero. You can use Devour multiple times.
Abed taking some heat. Going to put on the mana shield just in time, but the mana pool is already low. TPN from the Sand King, making sure there's no continued engagement. Ooh.
With the extra armor, Z-Freak's happy to trade with the Infernal Blade like that. You get value out of it every time. Abed had to spend a lot there. You get rid of his Magic Wand charges. The item against Lina mid, of course.
Lina just going to go a little bit ham on Baldo, but he should be able to Burrow Strike and get himself back to safety. So now both mids, really low mana and pretty low health.
How's Mason doing? Number 2 on CS.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
The lane
Solid.
switch up has worked very, very well. The dual lanes of DC really doing well this game. That puck, not being completely shut down by any means. And the pressure is really on Complexity to get something done with this early roaming Doom.
But it is Complexity with the net worth lead, so they are finding more out of these lanes. It's working for him so far. Gyro farming about on par with the Drow Ranger.
But again, it's worth stating, like we talked about in the previous game,
Illusion.
Cola, the team that should have the net worth lead. Like, you're talking about a team with Medusa and a Drow Ranger.
Look at that lift. Going to cancel that Infernal Blade. So Dude, we're just going to wander his way back to his shrine. Z-Freak's still hot on his heels. And now Courier coming in, but he's going to be flapping his way back in. They do bring in the Sand King forward. They can Burrow Strike and try to reinitiate, but looks like they're just going to wander him back. Now it's been a real vacuum mid, just one-on-one, and Lina's still doing really well in terms of CS.
Yeah, but this is a win for them. Like nearly breaking mid with the Lina, this is a win for the Medusa team.
Lina's definitely considered a dominator in this sort of a situation. And that little bit of extra damage from the Drow, even though it's only 8, that makes a big difference for the Medusa. It gives her more presence down bottom. Puck caught by the shackles, and first blood is drawn.
Freaking lost.
Demon gets it. He's just going to go pick up some shoes. There's the celebratory call. But
last hero to die, guys.
Yeah, we had it inverted.
Yeah. It's the Doozer.
I was confused by the nature of the question.
Sure.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think anybody's going to believe that. Good try, though.
That one is a little bit confusing, to be fair. For the last hero to be killed.
No, it's not. No, we were freaking wrong.
The wording that was wrong was
dude.
last hero death, whether that was the last death before the game ends or the last hero to die. But they fixed that wording.
Yeah. Last hero to be killed. I still think
we're gonna get
interpret
Lina,
as
right?
the final, like final death of the game.
This is actually, like, I can't stress enough. Like, DC are getting what they want. I mean, you see the 800 net worth lead per call. DC are getting what they want out of this early game. Drow's got her treads at 5 minutes. Medusa's doing fine in this mid lane. Puck has been hurt a little bit, but he's going to get his, he's off lane Puck. He doesn't need to be particularly farmed.
It's a hero that can recover.
Yeah.
Compared to everyone else on their lineup, I think Puck is the core that you're fine to sacrifice some. And yeah, Z-Freak has been rather ineffective. He's tried to make a lot of rotations, but just hasn't really found...
Yeah, he's got his levels. Like,
his levels are pretty good.
4,
he's leveling.
But he hasn't really impacted the lanes like you'd hope.
Is under attack.
You definitely pick a Doom hoping to have that kind of Enchantress feel.
Bless you. So, light strike right off the mark, and Abed just gonna really even out mid lane. You expect Lena to just be slaying you down, but
No, he's doing just fine.
a deep rotation in for Red. They want to kind of go for the same thing, but there will be a jump back to the illusory orb and another
they gotta
TP down
watch
from
out
Bulba. This is a pretty deep rotation in
Bulba's
complexity.
here.
Yeah, this is pretty tough there. Squishy little shaman goes in, gets the hex off onto Bulba, but yeah, they're just gonna lift him up and finish him off.
Easy.
That's just that area fighting around the Radiant bottom tier 1 tower. It can be so dangerous for both teams. There are just so many blind angles around that area of the map.
So a little bit of an aggressive position from complexity, but it's just a shaman. So we talked about the Doom. I mean, not getting too active. He's making an attempt mid lane now, just going for the sandwich, but will get pinged out by DC mid lane. They're just going to be keeping some eyes on Dusa. Z-Freak just crossing the river, but and it's tough. Where does Z-Freak go to have the most impact?
I really like the top lane more by the Radiant too.
Nice movement in. Moo just going to immediately pop the rocket barrage, but it's not enough. It still goes down.
Melons on the way in. Bulba
I
kind of gets
really
blocked
don't
out.
like how this lane is looking for, how this game is looking for Cole. It's
Yeah,
you know,
that
it's
little
close
net worth
to
lead is
even,
gone.
and at 7 minutes, it's not like you're watching this game and it's not like it's alarm time, but they're just not getting enough done here in the early game. Now, of course, Zach is going to hit 6 at a reasonable time, and so he still has a chance to make something happen with Doom, but Moo is 2 levels behind the Drow.
Trying to get as much damage as possible on
It's just
Mason,
too
but he
late.
disengages with the Gust, and they TP the Sand King in. This Sand King has been everywhere they need him to be just to go and
See,
disengage.
but that's
that part of
another
the range.
example where they just pulled the gun on that like 2 seconds too early. Demon was right there, almost close enough to get off a Hex or a Shackle. Then you find that kill, but they go in before Demon can get there.
And again, when you factor in on top of that that this is a level 7 Drow with treads on, like it's a much harder kill. And
Wrap
they're
around here.
going to get a kill here. Yep.
Yep.
Smoke Dubu looking for the initiation. It's on Doom to start things off. He's only level 4.
Gust.
And Drow down bottom.
Yep, gonna
Wow.
get focused down by Moo. So far, things not going fantastically for DC. Moo going in deep. Now Moo's getting low. Bulba just needs one more hit to go down. They will be able to take out the Sand King, and Dubu gonna get clipped there by that
Oh, this
call
is
down. And Mason goes down.
Wow. 30 HP
Sorry, buddy.
on the gyrocopter.
Oh my God, his decision making and positioning in that fight was just so spectacular. Like bailing on the Doom when they had him with the lift burrow strike combo to go on the Drow. Mason was too far forward, and he's like, "Oh, holy crap! There's a gyro with level up rocket barrage in my face." He has to bail, and then the perfect call down there at the end on low HP. I mean, Moo just brought Cole back into this game. A 3K net worth lead now off the back of that. What a play.
That is one
What
happy
a freaking
gyrocopter.
play.
Just the choice to go in for that Drow Ranger
God.
gets off the rocket barrage, and the call down finishes too. Beautifully done.
Yeah, this is the guy that played Timbersaw last year on the TI main stage. That's the kind of plays you expect out of him.
I mean, also a situation where Doom is the perfect hero to absorb that kind of damage. Low armor, high HP. It's mostly magical damage they laid into him there, so he could survive through all that, then just kind of walk away as the fight continued. Oh, man. Complexity right back in it as the Radiant come back to the top lane. They want to put some more pressure on. They want to try to shut down this gyro now. We'll have a Dragon Lance coming out next.
Demon getting pretty close. Sniff something in the trees, man. They are just on top of each other. We'll see if Dubu's going to cut his way in or if Demon's going to just stay undetected for now. Now, that Observer Ward, they see the Rubik.
All right, back towards mid. Abed looking pretty good.
Looks like they're not going to catch anything with this rotation, even though, yeah, he does have help from the Rubik coming up through the jungle, but they know where he is. Yeah, that's Demon pinging out Dubu. They have an idea of where he is. It's a very vulnerable position for the Rubik, and this is a risk by the Drow. You guys need to bail.
Yeah, they're just going to get themselves back
Z-Freak,
safely.
also 6 now, so
Now
Doom is ready.
Read that pretty well.
That is one way to deal with Dusa, but Abed almost level 10. He is pretty happy right now, well on the way to the Blade Mail. Feeling the benefits of this great laning stage. Number 1 on net worth as they lay into this tier 1.
Yep. Some good damage coming out. Abed just bailing. He knows he can't do much against this. He's going to head top and try to soak in some farm, but this gyrocopter's getting mean.
Yeah, and I mean, worth noting, even though Abed #1 in net worth at this point. You know, Medusa not the playmaking hero that we're used to seeing Abed on. They are going to get the first tower of the game, and they're going to give. It's pretty good. They're going to give Gyro the last hit on the tower through the wards. Medusa is going to get the ward farm, which is.
It's pretty nice.
Not ideal for Cole. It's gonna boost her up, but they've got a few stacks now for Lena.
It's something. It's still a 3K net worth lead for the Dire.
Yeah, they just, that Gyro triple kill was, I mean, in the context of this game, if Cole going to win this game, that is just going to be so huge.
Forev is also completely broken compared to this Earthshaker. He's pretty close to the blink, 1,500 gold in the bank. You look at Puck. Okay,
that's pretty fine, though. That's offlane Puck.
900.
I mean, that's about where he's supposed to be. He's got his stretch for survivability.
But, yeah. Well, yeah, it's like offlane Shaker is ahead of him, and then you've got this Doom who's kind of nipping at his heels.
Mid lane. Gonna have a little bit of a sandwich going on. Burrow strike to freedom.
Yeah, he's fine.
Like Doom's going to go for a drum next.
I kind of think you just move Gyro. Like, you probably farm Gyro's Dragonlance, and I kind of think you just move Gyro and Roster around and take towers.
Speaking of moving Roster around, they're keen on this Rubik.
Yep.
They bring the Doom forward, so they got the necessary lockdown.
And that's still a level 5 Rubik.
Dude, that's gonna be a double kill.
Yeah, but
Lena.
Moo, you're my idol!
Oh, Drow might actually turn for a counter.
Oh, baby, look at this.
How many? Moo has a Guardian Angel. My God, that's a full wipe on DC at 13 minutes.
It's a 2 for 5.
Like, look.
Wanna go down, puppy?
That's just execution. That's just really, really good execution. Demon rotating around the backside, catching the Medusa in the ward trap. Like, that Medusa. By Moo that turns that fight into from a Medusa kill into a team wipe going the way of Call. Amazing.
Dude, Moo's Gyro. I had my doubts, man. We saw that Gyro pick up. I was hesitant, but oh my God.
I got a feeling now that at least one of the teams that odd scrimmed with Resolution playing Gyro was Cole. And Moo got to look at Rez's Gyro and was like, huh, thinking. So
yeah, this is what Gyro can do in this patch, ladies and gentlemen.
Pathing angle was so awkward, he really had nowhere to run but to go toward the Drow, who, while Mason's underfarmed, like, he's not that badly underfarmed, and it is Drow with ulti. She's going to do right-click damage, so Moo was just in a super awkward spot on the map.
Things looking very good for Complexity still, though. A couple of missteps here, but I think
that's a big deal for shape. Yeah, you know, Gyro's going to have some of the bleeding. And it's actually, like, Halberd is not as... What's the cast range on that item?
I don't
forget. I want to say...
Quite big.
Yeah, that's worth me looking up really quickly here.
600. There you go.
Okay, 600. All right, so that's the thing that Halberd against Drow and Drow Puck Medusa is not the same thing as Halberd against Sven. You've got to put yourself within their threat range to get that halberd off on them in the first place. And so by the time you get that halberd off, you're already either frost arrowed or having to turn your back from stone gaze, etc. So it's not as great an item as we've seen in some of the other Gyro games. Still worth getting.
Now, sandwich it. Z-Freak's going to chase this guy down. They're going to go ahead and steal themselves.
Oh, all right. Got the power.
Yeah, that's neat, but looks like he's not going to get to hold on to it for a whole lot.
Well,
Man, Demon raking in the kills with the Ether Shock. What's this KDA?
that's classic Jimmy, dude. He loves his chaotic supports, but that's okay.
He's 4, 3, and 5, but it's important. This is a hero that really needs items.
Yeah, Rasta actually, like, I've seen him chaos on like a coddle before, and that's not. Well, I guess he can still get ags, but anyway.
But like, Blink Dagger on this hero is game changing.
Yeah, Blink Rasta in this game, especially in this game, Blink Rasta is really good.
It's a little bit similar to what Secret does with the Absol, where you see times where they just hand him kills because they know how important it is for those kind of heroes that he plays to get a lot more.
Hawk going, waiting in the trees, tries to burst down the shaman, but
nice.
he's
There's not a whole lot similar between Jimmy and Rasta.
No, in terms
I'm
of
just kidding.
giving kills there, they play a similar style. Yapsor just does it.
Nahaz is literally biting his tongue.
You don't like Jimmy, Nahaz?
I like Jimmy personally a great deal.
Why don't you ever say anything negative, Nahaz? Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, Nahaz, let it out.
Jimmy can take it.
Jimmy's just not on that level. Like,
I don't think he is either.
not even. Like I love the dude.
Top lane, Rubik just gets iced as Earthshaker jumps him, commits the ult for it.
Yeah, just combos him down. Earthshaker, what a hero.
I'm actually a little like Swindle's offlane was probably not as bad as people claimed it for, but his Earthshaker's gotten a lot better.
Mason
But
hits his level 12.
it wasn't bad.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Does our Gyro have the halberd?
Very close.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh, he got it. Okay, he actually has it on him. All right.
So
That was how we knew it was 600 cast range.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Duh. All right. All right. Wow.
Same
It's
build though
late.
that Envy did on Dusa, the blade mail back into the Midas.
It's become pretty standard.
It's
now.
the best of all worlds.
Yeah, I mean Deuce's core items, the Scotty, the linkage, is so heavy. You need that
Wow.
stepping stone.
Another easy kill, but
And they get
this
the
time-
shackles as well. That's
Wow.
a twofer.
Yeah, that's
It's a big deal.
that's not picking off a Rubik, folks.
Yeah, it's actually insane how much damage Rocket Barrage does. Like it was like sort of a long forgotten spell. I feel like it got nerfed and then it came back a little bit.
And they're gonna commit wards for Roshan, which is definitely the right play. Like you can't contest. The only problem would be if they were too slow getting it before the respawn kicked in. But with the wards, they should have plenty of time to get the Roshan before the Drow comes back to fight. And I don't feel that.
I mean, they're closing in. Looks like
The
they might make
perfect
a go.
Epi maybe, but
Oh, Fissure clips the Deuce, so they know where she's at. Z-Freak's just going to handle it. She pops the blade mail. It looks like the snatch. The Radiant actually get the kill on the Roshan, but Firo is still able to get the Aegis. It's what they need. Meanwhile, Abed trying to chase down the Doom on the backlands to kill off the Sand King. Okay, so Doom does go down. That's all of Medusa's effort, though, and the Aegis still is not hurt.
that's like a literally even trade because both teams just separated the four of the enemy squad.
What was that Fissure?
So it was like, dude, do not go. Okay,
That was
you're
like-
going. Nope.
Swindles was like, all right, Moo, you need to calm down. This is not the fight. So just Fissure's and his teammate.
So nice little play from DC. They snacked the last hit on Roche. I think it was the puck that got it, it looked like. Oh, nice play from Forev there if it was him.
Although that actually is so much less significant than it would have been a year ago because the Roche Golden XP got nerfed so badly. Like you really Roche for the age. That's part of why the second Roche cheese change made so much sense because there were a lot of games where Roche was just getting ignored in the game because it's now worth so little.
Yeah.
Right. Ice Frog smart. Whatever.
Radiant's
Sucking up to Valorant there. All right.
Uh-oh.
Well, after flaming their radius down.
That's fair. So either way, another kill on the Sand King. Bulba just, he'll take the loss as long as the rest of the team is kicked out. But Rubik just walking his way through. They're able to go and catch the Dusa. Yeah, they're committing everything to this. Dusa's just got nothing. Her mana pool's drained dry. She will be killed again by Swindle Melons. They're not able to go and interrupt the TP out. So that's going to be the end of the kill. Drow. Oh, Mason in some trouble getting a body blocked in by Demon. They've got everything they need to hold him down. And that's 3 dead in Complexity. All they have to do is burn a couple of ults.
And they've got wards. They're going to go for this tower.
Notice when you see this draft, you might suspect that like Puck would be the priority. But they're dooming the Dusa not just for the damage, but so that she can't use the Mystic Snake to restore her mana shield.
Dire's middle tower.
So they can just pump up around her without fear of that snake. It's
Radiant's top tower.
they're approaching these fights very well. And again, look like this is one thing I look for in Rasta games. It's like where are wards being used?
has fallen.
First wards, kill on the Medusa mid. Second wards, tower. Third wards, Roshan.
middle
Fourth
tower
wards,
is under
tier
attack.
2 tower. It's no, the Medusa was going to go farm the wards!
Oh my god.
Oh, they might get punished. This was a little too cute. They didn't have the rest of the heroes in position to react.
Yeah, Forev gonna go
Yeah,
through.
they're going to get the age. This probably can
They're
kill it
coming
twice.
in, though.
Oh, they shouldn't have tried that with 2 heroes.
I mean, it was a neat idea. The
They
call
want it.
down there, back in the wraparound, dude, debated.
All right, it's.
I mean, they throw away the
you
Aegis
still-
for it.
You still
It's not a
traded.
great trade for
Yeah,
complexity.
you
but they
traded
get
Earthshaker
something.
for an Aegis for Rubik, but that was one of those. I was just about to say the only non-ideal thing about the wards this game had been the fact that Medusa farmed the first set of wards top after they used him to take the tier 1 tower, and they actually baited it, which is such a cute idea there, knowing that Medusa was trying to farm him. Unfortunately, they only had 2 heroes there.
Shaman gonna eat it, but it's a shaman. What, can we get some homing missile layer stats?
Hold on, it's not over yet. Moo's on the run. They're in hot pursuit. They're thinking about it. Dubu. He doubles
They
back.
shouldn't be able to get more out of this. Like, Cole's in good position to retreat. They have
Late
great
now.
map control on their side. And it's...
Where's my pension?
Plains Iori, sorry. Looks like we are
Here
going to
we
have an
go.
epicenter coming in as Abed gets chained down. Most of his mana burned, so now they can initiate on Volva. They know he's got nothing. Orb tossed out as they are going to be able to lock down the Doom. He cuts off his Blade Mail, doing a fair amount of damage to Mason. There's the Rita Chase with the Burrow Strike, but the call down doing some work. Volva takes a Laguna, and they are able to kill off the Sand King. Moo now stuck in the Dream Coil. His mana gone, his health getting low. Forev looking to pick on him. Can they get forward enough? Forev is just too fast, and now Demon goes in, gets the Hex and the War Trap.
Holy shit.
This guy's playing like an animal, but speaking of animals, Earthshaker, a little cow, has to back off there, forces himself out of danger, and Dubu goes from downtown and steals up the Dragon Slave.
Okay.
Hi, Sunsfan. Kira going in, he's one more shot. Oh, the Dragon Slave gets the kill into the Rubik. They do play the Earthshaker, and now Mason gonna go for the Gust. Demon's still on top of him. Can they close the gap here? The Silence gonna wear off on the Lina. She's gonna go in and just try to get that Light Strike Array going. It looks like they do get the Hex, and they do
Stacking
get what
it,
they
though.
need,
He
but
stacked the stuns.
Bulba's back in. He's just sandstorming up a storm, trying to
Demon?
force the Lina back. The Lina just gonna be spraying out Dragon Slaves, and they're leaving Demon for dead. Lina now on the run, one of the only survivors from Complexity, so just a really messy, spread out
Yeah,
fight.
it was a really messy,
Oh, they
very
can
messy
Lina,
fight
too.
for Cole, and they need to not get this Lina killed.
Bulba's
They
just
have
gonna chill.
detection.
Bulba's gonna go. They got
Yes, they
detection,
do.
and they got the Burrow Strike up very shortly. One more
Oh,
second.
well, all right. But yeah, the big thing is they had very poor awareness of the Drow in that fight. So Zach runs forward. He's way far forward. He pops the Blade Mail, but this Drow, with the combination of Dragonlance and Strength Punch, actually fairly tanky, was able to take the Doom down through the Blade Mail. So like, the Doom's not a factor in the fight at all. And in spite of the missed Epicenter, the Drow just kind of stayed on the periphery of the fight, doing her damage. They tried to chase her there back behind the Radiant top tier 2 tower, and Demon was like, I got it. Feels like peace.
Yeah.
BKB up on the
out.
Drow.
Yeah, that was a bad fight for Cole, and that gives Drow, with a couple of kills in that fight, gets to her BKB. She is much more going to be a factor in these
Yeah.
fights.
That Drow's
I
a
think
problem.
the Stone Gaze is
Becomes that much bigger a factor when you have a Drow that's able to keep hitting people that are stoned, and that's what the BKB does, and that's what her levels are going to do. Like that fight was actually, even though the 5K net worth lead is still there for Cole, that was a very, very big fight for DC.
Yep,
Dire's
levels
top tower is under attack.
still holding a small lead.
Look at the pressure DC are able to put on the map now. Just feeling
Yeah.
comfortable going on the Dire side of the map, putting down some pretty aggressive wards, and just wrapping around looking for some pickoffs.
Puck, Vicious Sphere,
Dire's
Lincoln
top
Sphere,
tower is under attack.
and the Aghanims. I like it. I like Aghanims on Puck. Big time stuns.
Pretty neat.
Great tool against BKB.
How many
Yeah.
BKBs are Cole going to be thrown out? They got
Pulse
gyro
positioning
and-
is a little bit weird here. What are we doing with the Earthshaker and Lena are what, split pushing bottom?
Looks like it, yeah.
I'm not sure about this move.
Feels a little bit unnecessarily risky, but DC don't really seem to be in a position to
Well,
punish
I mean, it's
it.
gonna look okay if they get Bulba here, but I like.
I think, yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's just a freebie.
And now
I
the rest
mean,
of the
it-
team grouping up with them. They're going to rotate towards mid potentially.
But again, you're like that's obviously that move looks spectacular if you get Drow, and I'm not sure that they know that Drow has BKB.
That doesn't make it a positive expected
Yeah,
value.
exactly. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah, you're right, for sure.
I'm not that huge. You commit time for 2 of your farming cores. Now this becomes an interesting move when you're willing to smoke in behind it. You get a pick here, and all of a sudden that's positive EV for sure.
forever. It's all right. Just testing the waters.
That's called Demon was facing the opposite direction and has a slow turn speed. Like
BKB
because that Rasta is the counter to Puck because the instant disables. But he has to turn around to cast the spells.
Oh, the
Probably
little
why
ramp.
Bat Rider is actually
We
pretty
ain't
good
League of
against Rasta.
Legends, y'all. No instant
Yeah.
turn times.
That is true.
Just
What
to
do
restate a fun fact about this desert map, if you find a succulent, if you just mouse over
Yeah,
one of those in the low
cacti.
ground, the little circle guys,
I wonder if they knew this. They had to.
yeah, it might be. There's a lot of different species of succulents, but ooh, hold that thought.
Oh, here we go.
All right, shaman killed.
Yeah,
Good night,
just a
Demon.
Rasta, and they've got.
Sorry.
That's a long. So he's pretty leveled. That's a pretty long respawn time, and they can at least set up for Roche before he's going to be back in
Yeah,
position.
he's level 12 compared to like the Rubik, for example, on the other side here.
Level
Nubu.
9. Okay, yeah, that 3 levels makes a big difference.
So
Back to my
25
side.
seconds.
The name of that succulent is Dondo. So
That's the species.
the
Oh my
species
God.
name is Dondo.
That's if they meant to do that, which I'm sure they did.
I mean, there's like a shitload of species of succulents. That's just my guess at what looks the closest. But
Window melons. Oh, lordy.
he's trapped out a little bit there. Can he actually recover from this? They get the call down. It's doing a fair amount of work. Bulba at least going to be clipped by the call down once or twice, but this tier 2 tower in some trouble. They're going to spend the fortify for this, so if DC push forward, they can take a tier 3 now.
Just a little sloppy by Cole in this last 5 minutes, and it's costing them big time. The net worth lead here again is so misleading because Drow and Medusa, Drow is online and Medusa is uncomfortably close. When you look at, she's got her Lincolns and she's going into that the talisman, that butterfly. She's building.
So,
It's a scary.
yeah, that's
It's a
scary.
Scottish. So she's got casual talisman.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
How
This is, in fact, a value item. Right, Nahab?
It depends.
Ooh, skin next.
Does it stack favorably with this 15% evasion
It
talent?
stacks it stacks multiplicatively, but in that range, it might as well be additive. But I'm going to go ahead and say that in this game, I don't think it's up.
All right, Dubu gets caught.
Yep, Dreamcoil 1 to 2 though, making sure that Fear and Siegfried can't move forward. They are going to get stunned up from the Doom, and now, oh, they get a Hex up. Looks like Mason taking a lot of damage. The right clicks from Fear are going to be popping the Aegis, and now Abed goes for the Stone Gaze. Moo just sitting back. There will be a respawn here as Mason pops the Aegis. Abed going to take a homing missile to the head. This is
He's
actually
got
pretty
Doom-
big
Doom
with
on
the
the
Doom on
Drow.
Roush. You can still right click.
Nice
Siegfried
control.
going in, gets the Infernal Blade, stunning her in place, and Alina just machine gunning her down.
Come down. You can secret the Medusa.
Swindle's
Calls
still
the
alive. Oh, the uphill.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
going to be enough. The snake's bouncing around, but Abed will
So
survive.
tanky. All right. Well, I mean, you look. The talisman was value there because she mitigated a bunch of the damage from the gyro and Lena right clicks. But again, you have so much spell damage potential on the side of complexity we're getting to the point where the Medusa doesn't just need to live through fights, right? The Medusa, because the Drow has been forced into a relatively defensive build with the semi-early BKB, the Medusa does actually need to contribute some damage, which is why I would have liked to see a stat item come out.
Like a
I'd have liked to see her just make some more progress towards Scotty, right? Rather than stop
Or
over
get
for the
the
1,800 gold on
Lincolns.
I think it's 1,800 gold.
Oh, she's got the link. Yeah, or the Manta, I meant to say. Yeah, anything else.
No,
Yeah.
screw Manta. Screw Manta.
You don't like Manta?
No, not in this game, I don't. No,
All
this
right.
game, absolutely. No, this is Scotty.
Oh, Abed in some trouble, gonna get stunned up. Still got a long ways to go before they actually burn that mana, but she's just got to chill for a little bit. And Swindle's actually coming forward. The puck moving in, trying to defend against his recoil onto just Swindles. They're going to ward trap. They actually get the trap they're looking for. That's going to be a very dead puck. And now they're going to be picking off the Sand King as well. 2 heroes dead, just trying to keep Abed alive. But how successful is that going to be? Still a long way to go to the burn of the mana pool.
Watch the blade mail.
Yep, they just got to be able to go in. They get the Hex off, stunned
Got
up.
it.
But
There you go.
Yeah, that's what they need right there. Abed
Jesus!
But they're still going to burn her mana pool. She's going to go with the Stone Gaze. Doom walking away with the blade mail. Looks like Doom's going to end up eating a demon, getting low. Such a squishy target, but still.
OS Frog.
Moo's still alive. They got to walk through the wards here. That's pretty difficult as Firo is still right-clicking him down, so that's going to be the end of the fight.
The cheese was so huge in that fight. Firo held on to the Laguna blade, anticipating that, but Medusa's just a little bit too tanky, and there, you know what? You never question 10k MMR, guys. The talisman has actually paid off big time in the last couple of fights for this Medusa.
You just flip-flopped so hard.
Dude, well, look, sometimes there's a reason that these guys are pros. Like, I mean, our evaluations, we study the game, but there are some decisions that you make on feel that because of the way the fights play out, turn out to be correct. And Abed correctly read how these next fights were gonna play out, that he had to worry about the right-click damage output from Firo as well as from the big range on the flat cannon. So there you go.
In the wise words of Grant, value!
Grant's all about the value bets, man.
That is a value bet right
You
there.
just use the phrase "wise words of Grant."
Yeah.
You trying to hate, bro?
He's a wise
I
man
didn't say that.
when it comes to value play.
Great value. Walmart brand right
All right, let's take a look. What do we got? The overview.
There you go, Andy.
there. I just got to throw it out. Forev got 2 dusts.
Look, Mason has a Hurricane Pike, and looks like Silver Edge going to be on the way. Any good breaks this game? Not really, but still limiting damage output.
Fiery Soul?
Okay, Fiery Soul.
It doesn't strip the stacks, but you can't get new ones while it's up. So.
It's okay. I feel like mitigating Lena's damage output is almost as good as stopping the Fiery Soul stacks. It serves multi-purposes. But,
yeah, that's true. The damage output mitigation, it's like 40%.
It's 40 or 50,
good.
yeah. 50%, yeah. Yep, it's also just a good upgrade. More stats for the Drow. You know, a little more damage on the aura.
The damage mitigation, like, I still want to see Axe. Actually, talked to Purge. Apparently, made a couple of videos recently with Axe.
Oh, really?
That shit. Yeah.
Well, we have the Ags expert coming on the panel soon.
Oh, it's true. That is true. We got Shannon.
Dire's bottom tower
He's ready,
is under
dude.
attack.
He might be some kind of a genius. I'm not sure.
Abed just finally going to take out this tier 1 tower, but Complexity are rotating around through the shrine. Can they get a good fight here? Can they get a good initiation?
This is like the classic patience from Joe. Look at this.
Yeah, Dubu going to be going in, frontlining it. Is going to get hexed up immediately. Now, Demon taking a ton of damage. Gus doing a fair amount of work against the Doom, but... Oh, that's so dirty! Swindles, meanwhile, going on the backlands, focusing on the puck. They don't have the puck for the rest of this fight. The BKBs are flying. We got 3 up right now as Mason's running for his life. Juicy going with the Stone Gaze, but Firo looking away. The Gus comes out from the Drow once again as Gyro just keeps wrapping around. He's silenced, but doesn't seem to care. The epicenter comes out from the Sand King, and now Firo rotating back, trapped behind the fissure. Abed's mana pool is getting lower, sitting under that call down. But Bulba just waiting for his moment, waiting to see if he can go on the cleanup crew here. Gets the dust off onto Firo, but Firo does not hold back. Immediately Laguna Blade, but now has to face the damage of Abed. Gonna take a homing missile, pops the Lincolns, and now Swindle Melons goes in, gets the fissure.
Dude, how big? Mason's still alive. Like
Hello.
This fight,
He's just been chill. He's
he
farming
juked
up.
like he used Shadow Blade. He juked like 5 times. Like if Mason dies there, that's a totally different fight. And he was low pretty early on. Like Mason's positioning saves that fight for DC, turns it into a relatively even trade.
It was a 3 for
Dire's
3.
bottom tower is under attack.
Lots of BKBs used 3 at once, and there was just a mad chase.
I mean, you can see the game plan for Call, which is like, it's the most obvious thing in the world if you're familiar with how these two lineups play. But the game plan for Call is you take down that Drow. And Mason juked through the trees, went all the way up, wrapped around behind that gulf above the Radiant sideline shop. It was really, really nice the way he played that fight.
Hey, look at this, man. MKB coming out for Firo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
going through that little
tired of that talisman.
casual talisman
Yeah.
getting too much of an issue.
He has got
Butterfly.
Ain't going to be casual for long.
You going for that butterfly?
He's about to get it, actually. Might pull for buyback at this stage. Got to be a little careful, but...
Dude, this has actually been a sick game.
It really has.
I'm kind of
And you
less
guys
upset now.
wanted to cast NP versus that other team
I'm not
for
gonna lie,
first place.
But this has been a sick game. A lot of good plays on both sides.
So 37 minutes in, kind of tipping over to that late game territory. I mean, how are the lineups going to be shifting momentum now?
I mean, obviously the Medusa lineup is the one that you always have to talk about when you're going late game, but I like Cole's progression here. All of their cores that are not necessarily like super farmed, but they've got the items that they need to be effective in these fights, and they have potential to continue adding. So I like the spot that both teams are in right now, but I feel like we're kind of on Medusa watch. Like, Call need to make something happen within the next 5 or 10 minutes. There will be a point. This Medusa can still, she's got those items, she can still build Mjolnir. And when that happens, Cole got a problem.
It's true. Can dump the Midas.
Down bottom, some pressure coming in from Firo, just chilling back. Sure would love to get a kick on that puck, but...
Uh-oh.
Nah, Firo, chilling. Got nowhere to be. All right, gonna get pinged out.
Okay, noble effort.
So for now, things calming down a little bit. I mean, what's the next go point? Like, what's going to be the time where everyone gets rowdy? Is it the next Roche, which is respawning really soon?
Yep. Roshan, especially now that, oh, holy shit.
Aghanim's on the puck.
So, again, it's the good teams will do this. They coordinate their power spikes, and you've got Butterfly on your Medusa and Aghanim's on your puck coming out just before the Roshan spawns. And you said it during the last fight. Like, look, both teams super BKB reliant in these fights. That means that Aghanim's on puck extremely significant if they can get that good initiation off.
Trying to place another wager here, Alan? Waning Rift or Spell Lamp? Because I know what I want. I think it's going to be Waning Rift.
Show me his items again. Yeah, I think for offlane puck in this situation, you do go Waning Rift.
You sure? All right.
I mean, if you're mid puck and you've got a Dagon, duh.
Yep, the Dagon.
But
who's got gems?
It's Dagon.
I see Bulba queuing one up, but don't we already have one on call?
And Dagon.
And Dagon.
God damn it, Nahaz.
Just when you were not ready for the dad joke, I still. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, you knew what you were signing up for. You live in the freaking Moonduck house. Am I really that much worse?
How does a mid player ask a support player to dance? Tango, please.
Jesus. All right. We're even.
Get wrecked.
We're pretending that this last exchange did not occur. All right.
Sand King's almost level 15.
Oh, they're stacking Roche.
I hope he gets it.
Maybe it's just because it's late at night that I found that so funny, but I wasn't.
You called the Mjolnir.
Oh yeah, that's.
What are you, some kind of a wizard or something?
I'm a wizard, Harry. All right.
You're a hairy wizard, bro.
Holy shit. As they set up for Roche fight, we're really laughing at each other.
Burrow Strike comes in, looks like they're going to be able to lock in the Doom. Z-Freak going in early. Now Dubu goes in, is able to steal Scorched Earth, just walking through to keep his teammates alive, but he's dead now. Move BKB, but still taking so much damage. Breaks the Dreidel Tether. He's sitting back. Abed with the Stone Gate is going to be picking him up. They don't have the Gyrocopter. Meanwhile, in the deep depths of the fight, they lose the Doom finally. So Complexity down too. Yeah. Rao still holding on to the Aegis, and DC now have a big power spike. They can start shoving down mid and see what they get done.
Yeah, that was what I was afraid of with those items coming up right before the worst fight. Cole weren't quite ready for it. In spite of that, they had a decent opening fight. Maybe used the Fisher a little bit too early, but they really needed one more kill if they were going to fight against Drow and Medusa, where Drow had Aegis. I mean, you can't just take Mason out of the fight anymore. So it's looking a little bit grim now for Complexity. Again, the net worth lead looks like it's on the side of Call, but because of the scaling of the Radiant lineup, it does not matter. This is DC are in control of this game right now. And
I mean, this is...
Gyro's got a Satanic coming. Maybe that could be a game changer.
Drow Ranger going to get finished off. She's got the Aegis, but now they get a chance to focus down the Deuce. She's still got a fair amount of mana.
Like Firo is at low health. They really... I
mean, they're going to be able to reset here. catch her with the fissure. They need more damage
They do
though.
the
They catch her with the
ground.
light strike array, and now
Aegis is
Swindle's
down.
gonna be body blocking her in. They do get the
they can
shackles
get
going. They just gotta go forward, and Puck's gonna be getting a nice dream coil. 2 heroes
back
stunned
to
up for
6.
Rev. Very, very low. Dubu though coming in, steals the Dragon Slave. Meanwhile, we do have Epicenter charging around.
down right as Epi hits.
Oh, Bulba now getting very low. Both Dire heroes still alive, but the stolen Dragon Slave doing some work. They do eventually get the Sand King, but the Lina, she's silenced. She's going to keep pressing forward, hearing Abed on the back lines. Finally
Yes,
kill off the
she was
Rubik
back.
Z-Freak. It's going to get very, very low. Puck now coming out of that phase shift, blinking away. Abed just letting that Stone Gaze go and move.
Yeah, Earthquaker coming back. He's going to get the call down. This is a dead Abed. Very, very nice.
Oh, mama.
Yeah, he's got no mana, just no hope left, so he's taking out some creeps before he goes out. And now 4 heroes dead on DC. 2 of them have buyback, but Complexity showing that they still got the net worth lead. They still got some team fight holding on to the late game.
That was a must-win fight there by Cole, and they executed it really well. It was so key that Swindles came out with the Echo, and he only got 2, but he got the right 2. He got the Drow and the Medusa, so the Medusa's not doing damage to your buildings or your heroes anymore, and the Drow, they were able to strip the Aegis off her right after that, so that Doom is able to blink in the foul, is able to move in the follow-up, and Doomer, Drow is then out of the fight.
Earthshaker tried to get sneaky, but he's actually going to get separated from his team as punished here.
Oh,
They
this is
force him
Medusa
out.
buyback, guys.
Yep,
Guys.
Coming forward, call down, just holding her back temporarily. Complexity looking just clean, disengaged. They got nowhere they need to be right now.
Very nice. So that had been a bugaboo for the Cole team at times last year. They had been getting.
Never heard that word.
No? Okay, sorry. That had been a problem for the Complexity team last year, is that they had been getting really heavily punished off of buybacks on pushes. Their buyback awareness for a while was not good, but that was really good to be able to get the buyback out of Medusa. And together with their execution in the last fight, this definitely gives them a chance.
But now they've smoked up. They're hungry for more. Digital Chaos will not find what they want.
Just weird, does Medusa's tail look really long in the snow? Is that normal?
Yes.
Okay.
She's a schnick. She's got an MKB coming. This is MKB gaming. We've already got 2, and we've got another one on the way.
Gyrocopter's got that butterfly. Just got to make sure they cut through him like a
There's
butter.
also 2 butterflies, and
So she's going MKB over Mjolnir. Interesting. All right. Is Gyro butterfly?
he has one, yeah.
Okay.
Satanic.
Butterfly satanic. Okay. So
Where's
he
the
dips
Aghanims? Do you think Moog gets the Aghanims?
Yeah,
Do you sell the Aquila and go Ags? Do you go MKB? What do you get? Do you get the Mjolnir?
Ags is not
Dire's
bad
bottom tower
as a
is under
6 item with
attack.
this build.
I think it's pretty good. I think the Ags, you generally want Maelstrom at least because it can proc that kind of stuff, but the lifesteal alone is pretty darn good.
what's Demon got?
Damon.
Nice. We finally have his
nothing.
blink, 1,600 gold in the bank.
He's got probably a donated bottle.
Oh, Rubik making his way forward. I don't think he lives all that long, but the rest of his teammates are there. They got the Deuce to back
Yeah,
him
you
up.
gotta
He's
be
going to
awfully
get a
careful.
borrowed Lincoln. Gonna get let off with a warning this time. Hoping Missile going to be flying after him, but is the Lincoln's going to last long enough? He's walking away. Lincoln's. Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Cole had to be very, very careful because if you commit to that Rubik there, you end up fighting on top of that Radiant Shrine that is up.
They're walking into the Roche Pit to TP out.
Okay, so Gyro built SNY. He didn't have a halberd, right?
He did have a
went-
halberd and did disassemble.
And okay.
He definitely had a halberd because you checked the range, remember?
Yeah. All right, so he must have had the halberd disassembled for SNY. Okay, interesting.
Usually the other way around.
Yeah.
Usually build up the SNY, let it be value for a couple minutes, then disassemble into Manta and halberd, but
Yeah, Manta is so dumpy though.
especially not much to do with it.
Yeah. I'm very glad that got brought up as a possibility, and
Shut down.
I'm glad that it didn't happen because I would have looked stupid, but I really thought it was terrible.
Manta style. Yeah, it's been nerfed a lot. Yule's coming out on the Sand King.
Well, illusions in general just got and between the nerf to illusions and the nerf to diffusal illusions, it's like okay.
But hey, they had their heyday.
Yeah,
Illusions
they
had
did.
a long run.
Yeah, nobody really wanted to watch more Shadow Demon.
Oh, last TI, dude.
Yeah, that
Oh, just illusion.
the games where Shadow Demon's Luna illusions out damaged Luna no thank you. Like, no thanks. We can be done
So
with
Shadow Demon's still so dead, no one touches him with a 10-foot pole, right?
that is a shame, too, because I kind of like that hero.
Like, how do they bring him back from the grave, but just keep him
it's his
balanced?
talents. It's all about his
Yeah,
talents are god-awful.
Right. It sucks, too, because it felt like so many supports got so much talent love, and he's like the one that's like, guys.
He'll come back eventually.
Yeah.
He'll get
They'll
buffed.
change that. That's one of the things I really like about talents is that it makes the game.
It's easier to tweak without totally blowing things out of proportion.
The balancing options are so much richer now.
Treasures.
And they do matter. Like, I mean, look at what happened to the Chinese teams after Lina's respawn talent got nerfed after DAC. Like that, what looked like an incremental change, that had a huge impact on a lot of teams.
The MKB, the inventory of Abed. Right now, Mjolnir coming in for him.
Medusa has arrived.
Dump the blade mail. This is a pretty good kit. I like the way she's built here.
Yeah, but
combination of stat, damage.
Interestingly enough, though, Firo's still leading the board in net worth. I mean, he's still got all the items he wants, but unfortunately, like, Medusa with 25k net worth, strictly greater than Lina with 27k net worth. Like, that's just her kit. And she's going to go, she's going to go to Scotty, of course, Captain Go.
How's Mason been doing? I mean, the Drow Ranger, he's scaling up and keeping himself relatively safe.
The biggest thing is that he's been living through these fights.
Yeah.
Cole, you've seen it in so many of these engagements, have prioritized Mason, and Mason's positioning has been pretty good. He's been using the pike, of course, using the Shadow Blade, but he's made it hard for them to just burst him down. Because once they get him out of the fight, Medusa becomes that much less scary.
They need some damn mana burn.
This is DD Gyro here. They've got a little bit of duration left on it.
Do they go like defusal? Like, how do you?
No, there's really like you got to be able to kill her team at this point. There was a point in the game that you might have been able to talk about itemizing around Medusa, picking on the Medusa. That time's over. She's fully online. You need to kill her
Demon
team.
dropped the snakes.
He sure did. They're just going to drop them and run.
That's just some free money for Drow. Rev going to chip in on that as well.
Hey, whoa, look how much damage they did to the tower. They did like 75% of the tower.
Do we have a Lairth stat on Shadow Shaman Ward's bed?
That's a good question. I'd like to see that, because that actually could be
hold that thought there, as Swindlemelon's going to be going in. Pops the BKB, but now just has to retreat as Abed starts laying in. As Zefree got that blade mail up, then Glimmer kept himself to freedom. The call down just holding Abed back, so I mean, narrow disengage for complexity, but now DC, they've just got that green light. Going to head towards the Roche pit, see that it's not quite up yet.
That's a scary fight, and now DC know that both Wards and Call Down are down. Call Down, of course, is on a short cooldown, but they have enough damage to threaten Roche fairly quickly. Now, if they let's see where the Dire Wards, they don't quite know how far back Cole are. I meant Radiant Wards, and that's actually
before me.
Because they really want to have. Oh yeah, look at that, and most of it is Medusa. Yep, that's so sexy.
All right, Nahas, calm down. I don't know if that's quite sexy, but it is a valuable stat.
Sexy is subjective, man.
That's fair. Now, Green Coil broken as Shaker forces himself out of the pit. The Doom comes in on the Puck. Now, Puck can't phase shift, Puck can't orb out, and Puck gives his life 80 seconds unless he wants to buy back. Moo taking some damage, BKB down, but it looks like he's trying to kill him, but looks like Panic. It won't be in time. Sand King now sat victim. Z-Freak, though, taking some serious damage. Look at Abed just spraying it out, but Z-Freak is going to be able to Glimmer kick himself away. There's a gem on the deck. Firo able to catch Medusa with the Light Strike Array. Bubble blinks forward, wants to reinitiate here for Rev. Trying to go in, pops the orb, and we hop it back. Lina is now broken. The Fiery Soul not doing enough, but Swindlemelons gets a 3-man echo. Another gem on the deck. Demon's back in and gets the Hex off onto the Drow Ranger. She hits the deck. It's just Abed left alive. Sand King buys back, TPs to the shrine. He's going to walk himself to the Dusa, but overall, good fight from Complexity. 3 heroes down, 3 buybacks spent, and that was a dieback on the Drow and the Puck.
That is insanely costly.
That's a really, I mean, it looked to me for a minute like Medusa was just going to kill their entire team. But
yeah, she was doing so much damage.
They kited her around. They got the puck early on. And again, at this point, Medusa's farmed enough that you just have to kill her team. And their positioning was pretty good. I like particularly Firo at the end of that fight abusing the high ground twice to get a little more damage output. And they prioritize everybody but Abed.
Does that, by that logic, you think BKB is a mistake here for the Medusa and just needs to max out on damage since they're ignoring her anyway at this point?
I think I think BKB as like a redundant item makes sense. BKB as a backpack item is okay. Like you're still gonna have the blade mail to potentially use.
Oh, there we go. There's a sentry board down already. So looks like that poor little shaman gonna get what's coming to him. And no buyback for 70 seconds. Just Roshan getting very low, and it will be secured by complexity.
Yeah, that was such a big, and that's the other side of that last engagement by Cole is that secures Roche, bots on Lina, and they have what they need to threaten high ground now. I think. Click
on Lina again. That Layerth overlay. Oh, she had it on the Bloodstone. It's green.
Yep.
That means instant respawn. Thank you, Layerth.
Yes. Man, that is a very cool piece of engineering.
So for now, I mean, DC just kind of regrouping. Kills are significantly in favor of Cole. They've got a huge net worth lead, but again, it's almost an hour in. You can't underestimate this Dusa. She does so much damage. It's just up to DC to stay alive during the fight and keep healing that Dusa.
Yeah, you probably do need, and it's not because of damage. It's just because of lockdown, right? Like that last fight, she had a chance to like straight up kill 3 Cole heroes when she climbed the Radiant Steps out of the river. But Swindles came in with the Echo and the Fisher with max Aftershock, and it didn't really do that much damage to her, but it locked her down long enough. And again, Cole's game plan, just keep them to lock down, kite her around, kill the rest of her team.
35 Bloodstone charges on that Lina.
Yep, Fear's big, man. Whew. Fear's just a player that I kind of keep waiting to blow up. Like he's a guy I thought when Bears was first formed last year that he was going to be a breakout player. You know, a number of players, including Yapzor, thought he was going to be really special.
He's special to us.
Anyway, I still think he can be a tier 1 player.
I mean, he's showing it here. He's playing like an absolute machine. Let's see if Complexity can actually take the win here. This is elimination, right? Loser of this game no longer has a chance to go for playoffs on the main stage.
Not quite, because it could.
Oh, the tiebreakers.
You could end up 1-1-1.
It's a 3-way tie for 2 slots, so
but it's
a loss here does not guarantee you out. All 3
losing this game
played.
is a very uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah,
let's not.
Losing this game means you're scrambling. Winning this game, you're a lot more comfortable.
I'll take that.
Double damage rune.
Now, the way they should run the tiebreaker here is the loser of this game has to win. Because that way, the minute you're 0-2,
yeah,
you're out.
Either way, Complexity. They're making a charge down. Lina picked up the double damage rune. She's still sitting on the Aegis for at least a couple, 2.5 minutes. She's got the MKB cooling off in the backpack. She's got 2 sets of shoes, as she does have 2 legs.
Here we go.
Wow.
High ground defense.
The other side of the no-leg strat.
Ramming onto that tier 3 tower. It melts, but now Fareb comes in, gets the silence off onto the Lina. They're trying to at least force the Aegis, but Firo fearless, and Abed just sitting there trying to hold. He's a pretty big wall against the bench coming in, but these racks are now exposed, and this is the first high ground breakage on the Radiant side. Ward's dumped down.
Okay.
It looks like
they're going to die super fast.
They're going to die super fast. Balance comes in. They lock down the puck. Can they actually kill the puck off? He goes for the Yules. Now Abed just going to be sitting there. Goes for the Stone Gaze. Has the split shot on, but is hexed up. Whoever facing him is going to get turned to the Stone. That's 2 heroes, the Doom and the Earthshaker. Earthshaker now hexed up with the stolen hex from Demon. That's all where it goes down. Fear just coming in with the Scotty. Meanwhile, Gyrocopter going to get Burrow struck in place, and there we go. The Rocket Barrage. Dusa immediately buys back. Now Mason back in the fight as well, but the racks are gone. Complexity got what they wanted. They got kills. They got buybacks. They got Elena super creeps.
Yeah, they don't have
again with the ward bait.
But that's really risky though, because the last time they've kind of shifted from jumping on the drow to jumping on the puck, which is fine. But the last time they jumped on the puck, they jumped on the puck with Doom, which is very different. The Earthshaker initiating it on the puck, that's pretty risky. But they ended up having just enough there, especially with the wards down, plinking away, to be able to convert the fight. That was a little bit scary there for Cole. But they've got the Aegis on Lina. She's still got a couple more minutes with it. Still in a very commanding situation.
Oh, Puck going in, gets the silence on Lina.
Only 50 seconds with it.
There actually is some urgency here.
I mean, Firo can just kind of throw himself in because he's got enough teammates to back him up. Lina is
tricky.
broken, but look how fast she's hitting, even with the Fiery Soul broken. My God, that tower melts like a neutral creep.
Firo has to be a little bit more careful than that would imply, because if she runs in and dies, they've got Axe Puck and they've got Epicenter. Like,
Firo is killed, but Aegis popped just in time. Homing Missile comes in, breaks Deuce's Lincolns. There's going to be an Obs Sentry drop down, making sure Lina can't just Shadow Blade out. She's going to get broken again, but...
Yeah, with the Tier 3 tower already dead, that's not too far
Look at the net worth.
Yep. It's quite the downward spiral here.
Yeah, Cole in a really good position. I mean, they captured the Roche and made great use of the Aegis, and now the Mjolnir comes out on the Medusa, but it just feels like a little bit too late.
How will the DC hold high ground? Like, if they get mega, can they theoretically just send Medusa to keep clearing waves, have Drow shove up towers, or is that just kind of GG?
Now, they end up, I mean, it's not GG, but they end up in the same situation that Odd was in the last long game that we cast, that they really need the Medusa to hold off the Mega Creeps, but they also need the Medusa to fight. So, yeah.
Complexity, they're just chilling. They're feeling really comfortable, but they've got to be sweating. These are some high-stakes games, and they're going against a pretty solid late game.
KB. Yep, and Lena's got the Daedalus now.
She's backpacking the Daedalus, man. I like it.
Yeah, this is... Our KDAs are pretty sexy on the Cole side.
You are all about the sexy things.
I am, man. It's late at night, you know. And he's scared, and he's running.
I'm just going to scooch a little more this way. After finding Slack sleeping in my room without my knowledge last night.
You know, every time we cast together, like every game, Annie gets a little bit farther away.
I wonder why.
You did get
call it again, Nahaz.
Yeah, okay. That's a good choice in this game for sure. Dude, I told you.
I know, we agreed on that one, but I still said it first, so I'm taking the credit.
All right, what's Deuce got? Anything?
Very competitive.
Wow. You take the victories where you can get them.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to take them. The cheese. 32-second cooldown because he took the cooldown reduction talent. You see that, Suns fan?
Look at that, Gyrocopter, no boots, just backpacking him in favor of his other items. Now, silence on the Doom, he's going to be recoiled up, takes the stun as well. Oh, Swindles goes in, that's a nice Echo Slam. Bulba trying to run to freedom, but the call down. All they need is one tick, Bulba's still barely alive.
No buyback.
Meanwhile, Drow is dead for 95 seconds, no buyback on her. The rest of the Die are just going to charge in. This is Complexity's time to shine. Farev gets burned, going to get hit by the homing missile as well. The phase shift buys him some time. He's going to be blinking down to the low ground. Demon, can he catch up? He goes for the blink, the Ether Shock is there. They get the puck, they get the gem, and there's no buyback on these two cores for DC right now. Complexity, they've got their window here. They just got to go. They got to get mega creeps. They've got to get a couple more kills to totally close this out.
They know that the buybacks are not available as well. Drow. Oh, no, they don't. Both of them are actually off cooldown. They're out of money. But here we go. Rost awards are down. The final hold will begin.
They actually properly you finish the game right.
Yeah, I mean, look at Firo just keeping her eyes on the prize, trying to go for those towers. They got the snakes to finish everything off, and Bulba's going to reinitiate onto the Doom here, but Z-Freak doesn't much care as long as they can occupy Deuce's time. Now, mega creeps come in for Complexity, and DC, they're scrambling. They've got to take a successful fight here. They've got to just start blasting down lanes, or else they're just cooked.
I mean, Cole has had the right target prioritization in this fight, and the combos from the Earthshaker have just been there. Kyle's Earthshaker is just, it's gotten so much better. And of course, Firo's had a great game. Gotta say that. It's bittersweet for me because obviously, you know, I do have some attachment to Cole, as all you guys will know.
Really not.
But like,
really?
I did not know that, Nahaz.
But if there is one individual player in the scene that I so badly want to see succeed, it's Bulba.
Yeah?
Like, the guy is actually just brilliant. He is such a smart guy.
Did Complexity give you a shirt that says Nahaz on the back?
Yes.
That's how you know you're really part of it.
That's biased, dude.
I almost brought my Cole Nahaz jersey to the hub.
Oh, they're
They're not going to defend against the Megas. It's probably the right call.
They just don't want to tilt themselves.
They have the gameplay. Like I say, if they run this tiebreaker format as I expect, the losers DC probably have to play the next game. So they don't want to sit there and defend with 10 more minutes against Megas. This was really nice by Cole. I thought